I went ahead and labeled myself stupid after just one particular issue. One thing with life is there is no way you're going to amend something if you don't know where the thing is spoiled. You're only as good as your last play. I'll be giving you my 5 golden rules that I wish I knew sooner, that would have made going through medical school a whole lot easier for someone who had no idea what she was getting into. But before we get into the video, hi bandmates, and to my new viewers, hi guys, I'm Abby, a medical doctor currently based in Nigeria. And on this channel, I help overachievers and ambitious people like me make their journey towards achieving whatever goal they have set for themselves as easy and enjoyable as possible. So if that sounds like something you'd be interested in, just stick around by subscribing. Now we're going into the 5 golden rules that I wish I knew. That would have saved me a whole lot of crying. The crying that I did would have been limited if I had these 5 golden rules, especially if you're in your early stages of medical school. So these are the 5 golden rules that I wish I knew sooner. That would have helped me a lot through my medical journey to make it a whole lot less stressful than it actually was. The rule number 1 is you have to read to digest. Socrates said, the only thing that I know is that I know nothing. The moment you place yourself like you know nothing and you start reading to actually digest, not just to read, because you can be reading just to cram, you can just be reading just to know the answers. They'll tell you 1 plus 1 is 2. You don't know the reason behind why 1 plus 1 is 2. To actually survive academically, most especially in your clinicals, you have to actually read to actually know. And when it comes to most of the things you're reading, you have to be reading with visualization. You're reading your anatomy, you have your atlas picture by the side, you're picturing what the words are telling you. So the muzzle is situated at the anterior wall, at the posterior wall. You can visualize the anterior wall, visualize the posterior wall. You're reading to understand. You're reading bits by bits, understanding each word and what they mean. The moment you start reading this way, it will change your ball game academically. When you're reading, you're not just reading for reading's sake, you're not just reading to know the terms, but you're reading to digest these terms, internalize these terms, understand how and why and the reasons behind the terms, the things that you're reading. Rule number 2 is conquer identity crisis. In my year 2, when I failed, I went ahead and labeled myself a failure after just one particular issue. I gave myself the identity of being a failure. I gave myself a whole new identity. I tagged myself stupid. I identify as a stupid person, and that identity became a whole personality for me that I just couldn't even do the barest minimum, which is studying, because I've already told myself that I don't know book. So why am I opening book when I see myself like somebody that doesn't know book? To battle identity crisis, if you've given yourself a name or you've given yourself the identity that God hasn't given you, that you are not born with, you have to speak to somebody professional, maybe a therapist, your counselor, your friends, pray about it, but make sure that you do not carry that negative identity you have into your academics, because it will show. Third one is measure your failures. One thing about us as human beings, especially me, I tend to run away from failure. When I started failing earlier, the first thing I would have done was to pick out the scores that I was failing, analyze what and what, where are my strengths, where are my weakness, do I fail my MCQ, do I pass my theory, where should I work on. I didn't do that on time. But one thing with life is there is no way you're going to amend something if you don't know where the thing is spoiled. If a pipe is broken, there is no how you're just going to take whatever you're going to use to repair the pipe and just slap it on the pipe without looking to assess and see where the cut was being made. My 5th year, when I started doing really well, one of the things I did was to start measuring my strengths. I looked at my scores. That was when they broke our scores. Our MCQ was different, our theory was different, our practical scores were different. I had to look at them, and I saw that I wasn't doing so great in my MCQs, but I was doing really well in my theory. The same effort and energy I was putting into my theories to do well, I started doing that into my MCQs as well and my practicals as well. So if you're failing, if you're not doing well, you have to measure your failures. You have to look out for the loopholes that you've been ignoring. Analyze your failure. What made me fail? If you have the opportunities to meet your lecturers and ask for the marking scheme, how they marked, so that you know whether you are not answering right, you are not using the right language, the right terminology. You learn from your failures. Measure the failures you've experienced so that you don't repeat your past mistakes. If you're battling with failure, if you're battling with your academics, look into it, touch into it, measure your strengths, look at what are your strengths. Are you good at practical? Are you good at MCQ? Are you good at theory? So that you don't go and put all your energy into what you're really good at and ignore the sides of your academics where you need to focus more on. The fourth rule is sometimes you need to fight your failure personally. Like me, like I said during my summary, that I didn't tell my parents because I knew that telling them will make them worry, and them worrying will affect me mentally as well. If you're the type of person that you know that sharing your problems to a particular set of people will actually add to your already existing struggles, look for somebody else and relay your problems to them. Find solutions somewhere else, not where will actually add extra negative pressure to you. The best thing you might be telling your parents, obviously they are going to be coming from a place of love. Even their concern is going to come from a place of love, but you know that they being concerned, them being worried is going to add to your already existing issues. Why go tell them? Go ahead and meet a counselor, meet friends, meet your brother, your sister, and speak to them instead. Or if you can fight it personally, I do not advise because I tried it and it didn't work for me. But if you can fight your failures personally, you can go ahead and do that. But if you know that sharing your failure, your issues with a particular person is going to make you struggle more mentally, don't tell them, tell somebody else. And fifth golden rule is you're only as good as your last plate. This is a terminology used by so many cooks in the restaurant, and I took that into my medical career. But later on in my medical career, one of my dad's friends always tell me it's not over until it's over. If you're struggling now, just know that you've not finished this medical school thing. As long as you've not written that final MB, it's not over yet. Your last plate, until you drop your final pen, you keep working hard. You failed your in-course, there's another in-course coming. Work your ass off for the next one. You failed that one, work your ass off for the until you drop your final pen. Don't stop working. Yeah, you feel okay, that one's in the past, I can't do anything about it, I can't cry over spilled milk. On to the next. Just always remind yourself, I am only as good as my last plate. My first plate, which is my first exam, my first in-course, my first test, may not have been good, but it's not my last plate. So until I write my finals, I am not going to stop working. I am not going to stop pushing myself. I am not going to stop working hard until I actually eventually pass this thing. So just know, have it as your fifth golden rule. I am only as good as my last plate. If you've gotten to this point of the video, it's obvious you've been enjoying this video so far. So why haven't you liked? Please like, share to your friends, your family, your enemies, and don't forget to subscribe, turn on your post notification bells, and I'll see you guys very soon in my next video. Until then, stay happy and stay blessed. Mwah. Bye.